lights are off on the pace truck. We are green flag racing once again here in your feature race again.
You guys, I got MaxSpeedTV on the car as well. You guys do a great job broadcasting. I always enjoy going back and watching them. And hi, Mom. I know she's watching right now as well.
Welcome race fans to MaxSpeedTV as we get ready to bring you flag-to-flag coverage here of tonight's SSCA Michelangelo's Painting Truck Series race here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, the Top Shelf Auto Detailing 200. And welcome in the booth with me, I got my good friend Charles Smith. Welcome, Charles.
Yeah, ready to see some good action here at Atlanta. See these trucks slipping and sliding around.
Exactly, and also want to thank Michael D'Amico for doing the camera work tonight, and should be a very fun race here tonight here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. We'll get you set up and get ready to get qualifying underway here in just a few minutes. But before we get qualifying underway, let's kind of run down through your points here real quick and kind of show you where everybody's sitting at right now after race 1 a few weeks ago at Daytona, as this here is race number 2 of the truck season. Judd Danielson is the point leader currently with 55 points. Chris Simmert is in second with 52. Steve Seagars is in third with 47 points. Sean Kalist is in fourth with 46. Ray Richards in fifth with 41. Joe Johnson's in sixth with 40 points. Jason Eisenhower is in seventh with 39 points. Jeffrey Johnson Jr. is in eighth place with 38 points. Vernon Margheim is in ninth place with 33 points. And rounding out your top 10 points is Jeff Martin with 32. So with that being said, these guys tonight will be looking for as much as they can get out of this race here at Atlanta to get that point lead to move up higher and get away from other drivers and try to pass drivers ahead of them. And Judd Danielson, of course, he's going to try to get another win or at least a top 3 finish to get that points lead even higher and try to stay ahead of Chris Simmert in second place. So it should be very interesting here tonight, folks, to see how this race plays out. Do remember, if you are an iRacing member, there was a build yesterday, so that means this track has changed. We did get a little bit of a word from one of the race admins here that they did update the grip, but it really didn't help. It only helped for maybe a couple laps, and then the looseness just comes right back. So technically this track is the same, and the update technically didn't help. So we'll see how this race still plays out. I think it still should be a fun one here, but if it's anything, these trucks will probably be slipping and sliding around, don't you think, Charles?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, there's really not much you can do when, you know, the track's hot like it is. It's going to get slippery.
Exactly. Well, let's kind of take a look here and see what the track conditions are. It is a late afternoon setting here, so the sun is starting to set. So it is 87 degrees, mostly cloudy, and it's a 90-degree track temperature. 90 degrees is kind of hot, but I've seen worse conditions at almost 117 degrees where vehicles were a lot looser. So at this 90-degree setting, I think it might be a little bit better, and they might not be as loose as we think and anticipate. It looks like winds are coming out of the west at 5 miles per hour, so shouldn't be too much of an issue with that. So we'll see how it plays out, though. It looks like they did change it a little bit, died down to 2 miles per hour now, coming out of the northwest. So the wind is changing a little bit and constantly, but we'll see how that starts affecting these drivers as this race gets ready to go. But as we can tell, it looks like qualifying will be getting underway here shortly. We should see, I believe, trucks 1, 16, and 06. I see 06 is at the end of pit road here waiting to go out onto the track, but I don't see 16 and 1, so they may not take qualifying times, but the 06 is indeed pulling out on track right now, so he'll be the first one out to qualify. Okay, so far the one truck of James Somke, I hope I'm saying that right, is your current pole sitter. He has set the fastest lap. We'll see what the 06 truck can do, and the 06 truck of Jeffrey Johnson Jr. will take the pole away from James. Next up on pit road to go out will be the number 420 truck of Russ Coe. Along with him will also be Mark McFadden, and Daniel Jackson. Well, Charles, last week at Daytona, totally different track from Atlanta here, but Judd Danielson was the pole sitter last week at Daytona, and he's a very fast driver over here at SSCA Trucks. You think it's possible we'll see him on pole again here tonight at Atlanta?
Yeah, I'm sure it's definitely possible if you look at the practice times. He definitely has a good shot at getting a pole, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Exactly. Right now on the track is Russ Coe in the 420 Toyota. And he will take the pole position away from Jeffrey Johnson Jr. And it looks like next up will be Daniel Jackson. He's on the back straightaway right now, and we'll see what he can do here when he comes around to the start-finish line, if he can get the pole or where he will be quickest. Mark McFadden comes in third quickest. And Daniel Jackson's third quickest, knocking Mark McFadden back down to fourth. Russ Coe, so far your pole sitter. The next driver up is Jason Eisenhower. Following him will be Steve Seagars and Robert McFarland. And looks like Jason Eisenhower is 6th quickest. Steve Seagars is 2nd quickest. So Russ Coe still holding on to the pole position, but now we're riding along with the 26 of, excuse me, not the 26, but the 00 of Robert McFarland, and we'll see what he can do here.
Oh, it looks like he got into the wall.
Yeah, I'm seeing some damage on his 00 truck there, so I am thinking his qualifying time will not count. No, it will not, so it looks like he may be starting from the rear of the field here. But Steve Seagars did get the pole position. So Russ Coe gets dropped down to 2nd.
I do believe they do get 2 laps, so you will get a 2nd lap to count.
I believe the restrictor plate race a couple weeks ago at Daytona where they only got 1 lap. Here at the intermediate tracks and the rest they get 2 laps, I believe. You're right. But next up is Joe Johnson in the 18 truck. He'll pull out now, and following him will be Gary Weston and Andrew Kessler. That's the next 3 trucks up for their qualifying runs here. We'll ride along with Joe Johnson here and see how he does. Well, I did see, Charles, that Robert McFarland's lap time, he did get a lap time in. He's 8th quickest so far, but I think that damage hurt his first lap, though, because he didn't get a time on that one. But we'll see what Joe Johnson can do here. So far, he's 6th quickest. And I believe he's done. He's pulling off the track, and it looks like Gary Weston will come in 9th quickest. Now we'll ride along with Andrew Kessler in the 98 truck, and we'll see where he will place. Oh, and he takes the top spot. Andrew with the pole. Qualifying time of 31.099. So we'll see if he comes around and tries again to improve that lap time, or if he pulls off the track. It looks like he's going to try to improve it. Question is, will he improve his lap time? And no, he will not. So, but he does have the pole position, so that's good. Congratulations so far to Andrew Kessler for getting the pole. We'll see if anybody can take that away from him here as David Wright now comes onto the racetrack. And your next set of 3 is David Wright, Sean Kalist, and Kevin Fetty. Well, so far it looks like David Wright is well quickest. We have been seeing a few drivers, though, only do 1 lap and pull it off of the track, but they do get 2 laps here, so we'll see if David Wright will come around for another lap. And Sean Kalist to the top now, pole position, with a qualifying time of 31.084, so he did knock Andrew Kessler down to 2nd. And Kevin Fetty will come across 3rd. We'll see if he tries to improve that and get the pole position. Right now, David Wright, though, in 14th. Is he tracking any better here? And yes, he moves into second place. So, wow, we'll see what Kevin Fetty can do here, as he just got bumped to fourth. He was third. Kevin Fetty coming off turn 4 here to complete his qualifying run. Will he improve? Yes, he takes the pole position. Wow. Yeah, we're starting to get up to the top part of the ladder here, Charles, with the faster guys that was in practice. I think we're going to start seeing each one of these guys get faster runs and start knocking these guys off the pole position, and then we might even see up come back to the top here. And you know, I think these guys are just going to keep getting faster and faster.
Oh yeah.
All right, the next set of trucks up is Steve Durham, David Gainforth, and Mike Donahue. And so far, it looks like Steve Durham will come across the chart here 6th quickest. We'll see if he pulls it off the track or tries to go again. I think he will take his second lap here and try to improve that position. David Gainforth comes in 8th quickest. We'll see if he tries to improve his position once we finish watching Steve Durham's run here. And yes, Steve did improve his position. He will get 3rd quickest now. We'll see what David Gainforth has in store here in the 101 truck. Pole position. They're getting faster. David Gainforth, now your pole sitter with a 31.069. We'll see what Mike Donahue can do here as he's coming to the line now for his second and final lap. And 3rd quickest. So David Gainforth right now will keep that pole position. But next up we have Tim Cox, Vernon Margheim, and Ray Richer. We'll see if any of these 3 drivers can knock David off of that top spot. All right, so far Tim Cox is 8th quickest. See what he can do here on his second run. Vernon Margheim comes across on his first lap, 9th quickest. See if these guys can improve their lap times any. And that's a no for Tim Cox as he come across his second lap. He will stay 8th quickest. Do what Vernon Margheim can do. And that's a no for him as well. He'll stay in 9th. So, All right, we'll see what Ray Richer can do here as he's coming to his final lap. And yes, he did improve his time. He's 6th quickest. All right, next up we've got Chris Simmerd, Ralph Vorst, and Jeff Martin. Chris Simmerd's first lap was good enough for 3rd quickest. We'll see if he can improve that time. See what Ralph Vorst can do here when he comes around. And 16th quickest right now. He'll look to improve that time. Here comes Jeff Martin. Jeff Martin, 13th quickest. See what Chris Simmerd does here as he comes back to the line. And pole position for Chris Simmerd. He will take that away from David Gainforth. And that's a 31.014 qualifying time. We'll see what Ralph Vorst just took that away from him with a 31.004. Wow, almost into the 30s. We'll see what Jeff Martin can do here. And Jeff Martin did get into the 30s, a 30.992. He's now on the pole position. Wow. Man, these last 3 previous guys here, Charles, quick trucks.
Yes, indeed they were.
All right, our last 2 guys of the evening for qualifying are out on track now. We've got Judd Danielson and Jared Campbell. We'll see what these 2 can do. Last week, Judd Danielson was your pole, well, not last week, but the last race that these guys did, the first race of the season for the trucks back at Daytona, Judd Danielson was your pole sitter. We'll see if he can grab the pole again tonight here at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Top Shelf Auto Detailing 200. So far, Judd Danielson, 14th quickest. We'll see if he can improve that, possibly get the pole position. We'll see what Jared Campbell has here as he comes off turn 4. Jared Campbell, 6th quickest. So tracking faster than Judd Danielson's first lap, but we'll see what Judd can do here as he's coming around 3 and 4. And Judd can only pick up 13th quickest. So we'll see what Jared Campbell can do. And if he can't improve, it looks like your pole sitter may be Jeff Martin. And yes. So congratulations to Jeff Martin, tonight's pole sitter for the Top Shelf Auto Detailing 200 with a qualifying time of 30.992. We got just a few minutes here before the race starts, folks, so go grab you something to drink or something to snack on, and we'll get down to the grid here in just a few minutes and get this Top Shelf Auto Detailing 200 underway. Top Shelf Auto Detailing is Raleigh, North Carolina's most experienced auto detailing company with over 35 years of experience. Call Robert at 919-883-7497 to get your car looking brand new again at Top Shelf Auto Detailing. Alrighty, folks, let's get down here to the SSCA Michelangelo's Painting Truck Series starting grid and tell you where everyone will be starting tonight's Top Shelf Auto Detailing 200 here from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Jeff Martin is your pole sitter. Congratulations to him with a qualifying time of 30.992, the only driver to break into the 30-second margin. So we'll see how this race plays through and I don't think that's going to be the fastest lap of the race, but we'll see. Ralph Vorst will start in second place tonight, shotgun on the outside of the front row. Chris Simmerd will start in third. David Gainforth will start fourth. Kevin Fetty will start in fifth. Jared Campbell will start in 6th, Mike Donahue in 7th, Sean Kalist will start 8th, Steve Durham starting 9th, Ray Richer will start top 10, rounding out the top 10, David Wright will start in 11th place, Andrew Kessler will start in 12th, Judd Danielson will start in 13th, Tim Cox in 14th, Vernon Markheim will start in 15th, Steve Seagars in 16th, Russ Coe will start in 17th, Jeffrey Johnson Jr. will start in 18th, Daniel Jackson in 19th, and Gary Weston will start 20th. Mark McFadden will start in 21st, Joe Johnson in 22nd, Jason Eisenhower 23rd, James Somke, I hope I'm saying that right, will start in 24th, Robert McFarland 25th, and Justin Anderson will round out the field starting in 26th. Justin was the only driver to not take a qualifying time. All right, folks, the drivers are rolling off. They get one pace lap. When they get back around here to the pit entrance, the pace car will dive off, and we'll get this SSCA Michelangelo's Painting Truck Series Top Shelf Auto Detailing 200 underway here tonight. Tonight's race does have stage racing in effect. Stages are stage 1, 33 laps, stage 2, 33 laps, and the final stage to the finish, 66 laps. That is a total of 132 laps for 200 miles. All right, pace car dives into pit road.
Green.
And there's a green flag. Top Shelf Auto Detailing 200 here at Atlanta Motor Speedway is underway for SSCA's Michelangelo's Painting Truck Series. Here tonight, round number 2 of the season for these guys. Jeff Martin with an amazing start there to the race here as he will pull out in front of the 27 there of Chris Simmerd. Ralph Vorst did start second, but Chris will get around him. And we've already got a truck there looking 3 wide. That was David Gainforth in the 101. He looked like he was going to try to stick his truck in the middle between the 66 there of Ralph Vorst and the 94 of Kevin Fetty, but I think he backed off and changed his mind and didn't really want to do that there. So, excuse me, that wasn't the 94, that's the 6 of Jared Campbell. Back up front here, we got a battle for second position. This is heating up here. Kevin Fetty underneath Chris Simmerd. Chris takes his truck way high up toward the wall, and he might have gotten a little bit of a dirty section up there of the track, and that's going to probably allow Kevin Fetty to get a good run here into turn 1, and yes, it will. And here comes Mike Donahue coming as well. Man, Chris Simmerd going to lose a couple positions here and possibly go back to 4th.
Yeah, right now that top lane doesn't seem to be doing much. I do think later in the run, though, that's where you probably want to be.
Exactly, it probably will be as that track starts to get rubbered in. That high lane may improve. Well, so far we've got 4 laps complete here. Well, 3 laps complete, getting ready to complete lap 4 of 132 laps. And Jeff Martin's led every lap so far, but we've had great battles for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and the whole top 10 basically here. Chris Simmerd still battling here with drivers as we see the number 17 of Judd Danielson. He started 13th, and he's already making his way up through the field here, Charles.
Yeah, good job.
He's up to 7th right now currently. And he's tracking strong here to get up toward the front. He's got Steve Durham in the number 20 truck in front of him in 6th position here. And in front of Steve Durham, we've got David Gain 4th. He's lost 1 position since the start of the race, as he did start 4th, but he's now running in 5th position.
And Chris still continues to fall. Falling back to 9th.
Yeah, either that's by design or something amiss on the 27 truck of Chris Simmerd. Not looking good for him right now as he's losing these positions. He started 3rd, and he's back to the back of the top 10 here, and that's not looking too good. He could possibly fall out of the top 10 here, and that wouldn't be good at all because but it's just the first beginning of the race. If he can get through the stage and get a good pit stop going, he could get back up toward the front, but not looking good for him right now, sadly.
Yeah, he might just be saving his tires right now.
As I said, that's true. It could be by design, and we see a lot of drivers do that, and that's a good strategy to have at this part of the race at the beginning to try to save stuff and go longer, because you never know how this stage could play out. They do have an 80% fuel limit here, so that might mean they might not be able to make it the whole 33 laps on fuel, so he might be backing off to try to conserve tires and a little bit of fuel, maybe try to make it to the stage finish. Some of these drivers may have to pit before that stage finish even happens. Still back in the back of the field here a little bit. 13th position here, Sean Kalist. He started 8th, and he's lost some positions. He is the biggest person to fall back out of the top 10 so far, as he started 8th, and he's falling outside the top 10 now. Ralph Vorst would be the next one to have that, because he started 2nd. He's currently right now running 10th, so he's the last truck in the top 10 here, but if he was to get passed by Andrew Kessler, he would be another top 10 driver that has fallen out of the top 10 so far. But let's see who the biggest mover is right now, and I believe that would be the 19 truck of Tim Cox. He's currently running in 8th. He started 14th. Technically, him and Judd Danielson would be the biggest movers out here because they're running. Oh, and something happened to Judd. I clicked on him, and I don't see his truck, and he's dropping on the ticker here. I think he fell out. That is not good for Judd Danielson. Oh, no.
Yeah, he did fall out. Yeah.
He did fall out, yeah, and he was having such a great run, and that's sadly, folks, just the aspect of virtual racing with internet connections. If your internet connection to iRacing servers or the server connection to your internet connection happens to have a break in it somewhere along the way, it can have you fall out of the race, and that's just kind of like, I guess you could say in a real race, that's a mechanical failure to your truck or a race car, whichever. So that's a tough break for Judd. Hopefully he can get that truck back out on track. He has reconnected to the room here. Hopefully he won't go no more than 2 laps down, but it looks like it might be kind of tough. He may go 3, and wow, just hopefully the cautions will fall his way tonight. If nobody else goes a lap down, he might be able to get some of those laps back. But back up front here to your race leader, Jeff Martin. He has a 2nd lead over 2nd place, Jared Campbell. Well, thank you, Carolina Hunting, for giving MaxSpeedTV that tip. And if you guys are enjoying this race so far, or did enjoy the race back at Daytona, if you're tuning in from that as well, and remember that race. And if you're enjoying MaxSpeedTV here, please do hit that like and subscribe button. MaxSpeedTV has always got a race going on, and sometimes we got multiple races going on at once on some nights. 7 days a week here. MaxSpeedTV has anything from dirt track racing to asphalt racing to road courses, anything you name it. Rallycross racing here on iRacing, MaxSpeedTV covers most of it. So check us out any day of the week here. Sunday through Monday, whatever you want to call it, 7 days a week here. MaxSpeedTV's got something for you in store, no doubt about it. But tonight here we are live with the SSCA Michelangelo's Painting Truck Series here for their top shelf auto detailing 200 here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. This is the second race of their season here, and it's been a great race so far as we got Jeff Martin, your pole sitter. He's led every lap so far, and we've completed 14 of them out of 132. And he's got a second lead over Jared Campbell in second, but I see Jared has knocked that off a little bit now. He is starting to reel him in a little bit here, but I think Jeff might just be kind of backing off a tad bit to conserve tires, because as we did mention earlier, Charles, iRacing did bring a new build out and try to improve this racetrack, but from what drivers are saying, it still possibly is the same old Atlanta, and it's eating these tires up, I say.
Oh yeah, Atlanta's Atlanta. Everybody knows it. It's
exactly. Yes, it is. Let's check in on Judd Danielson. He did make it back out on track, but he is sadly sitting 3 laps down now in last position, 26th. But if hopefully a caution may fall his way, but if he can keep it here until we get that stage break after lap 33, he will get a lap back and then only be 2 laps down. So yeah, but that's a tough break for Judd. He was having such a great run. He started 13th and almost made it up to the top 5, and then his internet fell out for him there, sadly. And well, he'll just have to try his best to work back up and get those laps back, and I'm pretty sure he can do that. But we got Jeff Martin still up front here. Jared Campbell still, he did gain on him a little bit, but kind of looks like now he, let's see, here at the line, he's kind of hit a wall. He's still just right around that same, been around that same time frame there for past couple laps. But yeah, these guys, Charles, they're kind of spread out right now. I'm not really seeing much action on the racetrack.
Oh, it's starting to pick up back here for 6th, 7th, and 8th there.
Yes, it is.
In the battle back there.
Yeah, we got back here. It looks like Tim Cox is battling with Sean Kalis, and he's kind of broke that battle off a little bit now. Let's kind of go back farther in the pack here a little bit and see what we can find here. Yeah, everybody's kind of single file right now. The biggest pack we got going right now would be back here in the 16th and 17th positions. We got Joe Johnson, Ray Richer, Mike Donahue, Steve Seagars, Gary Weston, all these guys back here. They're kind of in a single file line right now. We've seen a few of them kind of battling it up there a little bit ago, but it looks like what's the 26 truck of Steve Seagars? Yeah, 26 truck of Steve Seagars looked to try to pass the 44 of Ray Richer, but he will bring it down to the bottom and keep him from doing so. Yeah, we got a little bit of a battle going on back here, but it looks like up front most of the guys have gotten spread out. And it looks like Jared Campbell, yeah, closed the gap up pretty strong that time on Jeff Martin. He's coming with a hard charge up to the front here, Charles.
Yeah, he is. I apologize for that last comment. Actually, it got rewinded. I didn't know I was on replay, so I'm back up on live.
It's all good. Mistakes happen. But, yeah, I think this is a good battle to watch right now for the lead here. Jared Campbell was about a second back off of Jeff Martin, but he's starting to put the afterburner on now, and he's catching it.
Yeah, he's got another 2/10 now. He's right there.
He's on his bumper. I think he just put that hammer down. He's like, all right, time to drop the hammer. Let's go for this. I'm ready to get up here and try to battle for this stage win, as it is coming close to the finish here. As we got 13 laps to go, with now 12 here in this stage.
And maybe he's still running the same way he's been running. Maybe Jeff Martin just ran his tires out.
Could be, yeah. That's a good way to look at that. Yeah, Jeff could have indeed ran his tires out, and Gerald could have caught him that way, or it could be Gerald catching him. But man, this is being a great battle right here, as we see Gerald trying to get around Jeff. But, Jeff blinked a little bit there. He's holding him off. But Gerald's on the inside now. Jeff will still lead that lap. Well, these guys are just battling up hard for the lead here.
Yeah, he cleared him.
Yeah, Jared Campbell will clear Jeff Martin, and that'll be the first lead change of the evening here, I should say, for these guys. Oh, Jeff Martin coming back with a run there a little bit, but he couldn't quite get there, and he had to back off. And it looks like Jared Campbell will come around to lead his first lap of the race here tonight. Yes, indeed. So Jeff Martin leading the first 22 laps of the race. Jared Campbell will pick up a lap lead there. So we've got 2 lap leaders now so far, Jared Campbell and Jeff Martin. Let's take a look back here at 7th position. David gained 4th in the 101 truck. He's racing right now with David Wright. David Wright's trying to get by him and take 7th, and he did at the line right there. But David gained 4th, is fighting back, but it looks like he'll have to let off coming into turn 1, and he'll have to fend off Sean Kalis. As Sean's in 9th right now, trying to get 8th from David. Now this race is heating up a little bit towards the end of the first stage here, as we do have a little bit more action now heating up here. Let's check in with the 6th place truck of Andrew Kessler. You can just kind of see there's nobody around him right now. Same thing for the truck ahead of him, Steve Durham. He does have Chris Emmert in his sights, though. We'll see if he can catch up to Chris and battle him for 4th position. Kevin Fetty sitting in 3rd. Chris is a little ways back from him. But we'll see what these guys can do here. Let's go back up front to your race leader, Jared Campbell. He now has a half a second lead over Jeff Martin. So I think you might have been correct about your assumption there, Charles. It looks like maybe with the way Jeff's truck's handling right now, he might have used up his tires.
Yeah, he might have.
Well, something else we got to remember here tonight, folks, these guys only have 4 sets of tires, and that includes the set they started on. So when they come around here to this stage, they'll have only 3 sets of tires to use for this whole entire race. So my question to you, Charles, is what do you think the strategy plan for these guys will be, since they only have 3 sets of tires, and it's a long race, and we know how this track is. Do you think we'll see drivers take the first 4 tires at this first stage? Do you think they'll, or do you think we'll see some guys taking the strategy plan, maybe just taking only 2 tires? Or what's your thoughts on that?
I think you have to take 4 tires. I mean, it's a caution you know you're going to get. You have to take it.
Exactly, yeah. So, I mean, if they go caution-free here, they're having to try to save their stuff, which, I mean, it looks like it's going to be. I mean, we've come into 4 laps to go here, this time Bobby 3 to go to that stage finish, and they've done an amazing job so far, but everybody's tires are worn. So, yeah, I believe you're right. They will have to take 4 tires here. But the question is, if they get a caution in between the stage 1 and stage 2 when they're going towards the stage 2 finish, if they get a caution in there somewhere, you know, I think with the tires cooling off, that could cause some wheel spins on the restarts. So do you think we'll see any drivers maybe take tires there if they get a middle caution in between the 2 stages?
To be honest, you want to, but with the allotted set, I don't think you can.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at that. Yeah, I believe he's right, folks. You probably wouldn't be able to do that with the allotted set of tires that you have, with only having 3 sets for this whole entire race, and well, including 4. But the set you started on is included in that. So I mean, you already used them up, so you can't use those again. But yeah, so wow. But we're coming here 2 laps to go until the stage finish. Jared Campbell is still your race leader. Jeff Martin trying to get back up to him. He did have almost a second lead over him, but Jeff Martin did gain some ground there, and he's only half a second back now. I think Jeff Martin might be trying to turn the heat up a little bit here and try to get back in front and get that stage win.
Yeah, and bad news for Judd Danielson. Robert McFarland pit and went a lap down, so now currently Robert McFarland would be the lucky dog.
Yes, he would. So, yeah, that is bad news for Judd Danielson. Tough break. Oh, the 84 truck in the wall in front of Judd Danielson. Oh, crashing. Will the caution come out? I don't think so. I think we're going to see it finish here with the stage. Looks like iRacing won't throw the caution, nor will the admins. They're going to let the stage finish out here. I don't think Jeff Martin's got enough to get up to Gerald Campbell here for this finish, but yeah, just don't think he's got enough. I think Gerald's going to get it here. Yes, sir, indeed. Gerald Campbell will be your Stage 1 winner.
All right, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
And there is the caution flag, so Stage 1 has concluded here. 33 laps in the books. And we'll get, once these guys get their pit stops in, we'll get a word in with your Stage 1 winner, Gerald Campbell, and we'll get you set up for Stage 2. These guys did a phenomenal job, Charles, to not have a caution happen and run that green flag run all the way to the end of the stage.
That they did.
We'll see if they can do that again in Stage 2. But also, if they can't, as we said, we'll have to watch out for that tire ordeal and see if anybody takes a gamble or maybe tries to take 2 tires within that stage and then take another set of 2. I just don't think they can do it, though. It's not in the cards, really, to be honest. I think they'd have to try to, stay out and take that next set on that next, stage finish. But the thing is, Charles, that once they get that stage finish, if they can get to that stage finish and not use that set of tires, they still would have a last set of tires to use for the rest of the race for that final 66 laps. And if a caution comes out in there anywhere, they could use them there possibly to try to freshen up their truck's handling.
Yeah, right. That'd be a huge advantage too.
Alrighty, Gerald Campbell is away, and it looks like he will win the race off of pit road here. So let's get him in the booth and have a word with our Stage 1 winner. Gerald Campbell, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Hey man, tell us about winning Stage 1 here for Top Shelf Auto Detailing 200, man. Well, how does it feel out there to be the Stage 1 winner?
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I knew this race was going to be a long green flag run kind of a feel, and it really only determined on how well you can keep your car underneath you. It gets very, very slippery the longer the run goes, so I'm trying to run that very bottom groove where no one's running at. That's usually my my game plan. I run where they don't, and it seems to be working pretty well so far. We'll see if anyone learns that groove down there. If they do, then we might have a battle up here.
All right. Well, you said the key word, slick, and we all know the history of Atlanta Motor Speedway here and its characteristics. But iRacing did bring out a new build, stating that they did grip up the track a little bit. What's your thoughts on that?
It grips, but boy, is it bottoming out. Almost every time we go around the turns, you can hear the underside of these things just a scraping, and you can see the miles per hour is just going down. It does feel like it has a little bit more grip, but at the end of these runs, you don't feel it. That's for sure. It goes away pretty quickly too.
Well, yeah, that's tough to understand. With that being said, with the grip going away, with the truck kind of bottoming out. But tell us about your racing there with Jeff Martin. He led most of the laps there in stage 1, but you come around and got most of the laps there. Got the the last portion of the stage and led some laps. But tell us how your racing was around Jeff Martin. It looked like he started making a run on you there before that stage finished.
Yeah, I was just trying different grooves, and I knew the stage was coming up, so that's the time to see if there's any other things out there. And nope, pretty much figured out I don't like anything other than that bottom. Racing Jeff Martin was fun. I mean, I saw where he was. I ran behind him long enough to see where he was weak against, and that was mostly coming out of the turns. But it's not about who goes out there the fastest. It's about who's going to be able to get there the first, and that just means that you got to keep the car underneath you, the tires going, and keeping it rolling for a long period of time and making those long runs count. So that's all I'm planning on doing. They can pass me if they can get around me, but I'm just going to be there at the end.
All right, sounds like a good plan to me. Well, Gerald, thanks for talking with us here, and congratulations on your stage 1 win. Good luck in the rest of the race.
Thank you.
All right, there you go, folks. You've heard from your stage 1 winner, Gerald Campbell. He will restart this race here on the top spot. So we'll see if he can go and get that stage 2 victory as well. But he's got the fast truck of Jeff T. Martin on his outside there, and we'll see what Jeff Martin can do here on this restart as well. All right, get him going here, Charles, on this stage 2 start.
There drops pace car down the pit road.
Green flag.
And green flag. We're back racing here for the Top Shelf Auto Details 200 here at Atlanta.
Yeah, good restart there for Jared Campbell. He will look to prevail on that. So Gerald did get a good restart. We got, Chris Simmerd battling up here with Jeff Martin now. Chris Simmerd's like, I want this spot. And here comes Steve Durham as well. He's looking to get on the action here and take that position away from Jeff Martin as well. So, it looks like Jeff will hold him off for third position. Jeff goes back up to the top lane again here, but it looks like Steve Durham's truck is just much stronger down on that bottom lane. We'll see what happens here. It looks like Jeff will hold him off for now here on that high side through the dogleg section of the front stretch here. Here he comes down on the bottom again. Look at, something happened there. He didn't quite get it right, but wow. He lost some ground there off of Jeff Martin, so something I missed there with Steve Durham's truck. But I thought for a second there, Charles, it looked like Jeff Martin might have been having the backwards problem that Chris Simmerd had at the beginning of this race. But wow, he gets back around Chris Simmerd with just an amazing run, and he'll take back into second place here. Chris Simmerd will fall back to third after having that great battle between those two.
Yeah, indeed, Jeff Martin, he had a great run to get around Chris there.
Yeah, Chris tried his best on that restart to get the position that he could get up to second, but just Jeff Martin was denying that, saying, nope, I'm going to get that back from you, and you're going to go back to third, and that's exactly what happened, as now we see Jeff Martin trying to work his way back up in the front here and get back around Gerald Campbell and get that lead back.
And we got a stack of cars back here battling for 5th place.
Yeah, let's take a look back here for this. We got Vernon Markheim in this mixture along with David Wright, Steve Durham. Wow, a lot of great guys back here. Joe Johnson. Wow. Somebody in the wall right there. Sean Kalis into the wall. Ouch. Looks like he might have got into contact with Mike Donahue there a little bit as well. But those guys will keep their trucks under control, and this race will stay green flag conditions. Well, let's take a look here. Wow, we've got the biggest mover of the race so far here, Charles. Joe Johnson started 22nd. He's up to 6th, looking to get inside the top 5. Oh no, looks like we got another guy receiving throughput now. Daniel Jackson received throughput, so he's going to fall out now, sadly. But looks like Judd Danielson also, Charles, just not having a good night after that. He's got heavy damage on that number 17 truck now, running back here in 25th position. Just a tough night for Judd, having to fall out of the race and getting the damage now. He's now 5 laps down. He's going to have a lot of work if he wants to try to battle back from this.
Yeah, he'll probably, unfortunately, won't ever be able to get back on the lead lap. But if he can keep his nose clean, maybe some people will wreck out and he can gain a few positions.
Exactly, yeah. It looks like troubles for Robert McFarland, too, as we see him having some issues here coming off turn 2, going down the back straightaway. He's still 1 lap down, so if he can get another caution to fall his way, he could get back on the lead lap here, but he's got damage on that 00 truck as well. And talking about Joe Johnson being the biggest mover out there, he will move in the top 5. He did get around Vernon Margheim, so Joe Johnson in 5th position now, coming from 22nd. Let's go back up front to your race leader here, Gerald Campbell. He does have a half a second lead over Jeff Martin. And Jeff Martin and Chris Simmerd still battling up here, Charles. Man, these guys are making this look interesting.
Yeah, indeed they are.
I think Steve Durham's kind of saying, I want in on this up here a little bit. He's starting to reel these guys in now. And Steve Durham was back there racing with Vernon Margheim and Kevin Fetty and Joe Johnson, but he's pulled away from these guys now and got a little bit of a good gap between them here.
Oh, yeah, once he cleared him, he just checked out on him.
Yeah, I think he's saying, well, I'll catch you later, boys. I'm going up to the front. We see Jeff Martin now in 2nd place here, looking to catch up to Gerald Campbell here, your race leader. Wow, he's got a hard charge here, Charles. Gerald kind of denied that, come up, kind of threw a little block on him, saying, no, I don't think I want you to pass me just quite yet. I want to stay out here and try to get that stage 2 win.
Yeah, and if you look right behind Jeff, Chris Simmer and Steve Durham, they're coming too.
Yeah. I said there a few laps ago, Steve Durham wants to get in on the action up front here, and he's doing a phenomenal job right now trying to get up front here with these guys and start racing. Chris Hemmer doing an amazing job too. We saw him there at the beginning, Charles. He kind of didn't have the start he hoped for, or it could have been by design. He kind of fell back almost out of the top 10. I think he did fall out of the top 10 for a few laps there, but got back up in the top 10. But he now finds himself mired back up in the top 5 and looking stronger than that initial first start.
Yeah, there goes Jeff Martin making a move, trying to take the lead back.
Yes, sir. Jeff Martin on the bottom here in 2nd place, trying to take the lead back from Gerald Campbell. Wow, these guys are just racing it up hard. Here comes Chris Simmer now looking to pass. Oh, and they're catching up to the lap traffic. Too wide here. This can't be good. Catching up to lap traffic. We'll see if they can clear. And the lap traffic will go down to the apron. Good job there for the 84 truck to let those guys race. And wow, these guys, their battle's heating up even more. Chris Simmer's right there with them now. They're bumper to bumper.
Yeah, and Gerald Campbell, he held strong on the high side there.
He did, yeah. Chris Simmer's trying that high lane, but it just seems like it's not working too well for him, nor is it for Jeff Martin. But Gerald Campbell, we talked to him as he was your stage 1 winner, and he said he was trying different lines, but he said he only felt like he could run the bottom. But it looked like right there, he could start running that top lane a little bit better.
Yeah, it definitely looks like he was able to figure that out.
But Jeff Martin right now being one tough customer to him right now. He's trying his best to hold him off. But Jeff's not taking no for an answer. He's just like, I got to get around you.
Yeah, he was trying the outside there, but just couldn't make it work.
Yeah, it wasn't prevailing for him, sadly. But I think we're still kind of too early to really see that top lane coming to be a factor, Charles. I think we'll see it after stage 2 possibly with that 66-lap run when that might come in to play a factor with this race.
Oh yeah, you're definitely probably right on that one.
Wow, just watching this battle up front, folks, it's a good one right now. Steve Durham still kind of at the back of this. He hasn't really got caught up to Chris Simmer yet. He's trying, though, We'll see what he can do here. Let's kind of look back in the ways here a little bit. Let's go back to 10th place here. Sean Kalist. He's got a good group of drivers around him right now. He's battling with David Wright, trying to get 9th place. Oh, here comes Sean now looking to the inside of David Wright. David Gainforth ahead of them there will move up into 7th position, passing Kevin Fetty. We'll see if Sean Kalist here can get around David Wright on the bottom. And it looks like he won't be able to prevail that, so Sean Kalist will stay in 10th position. And we have battle behind them there. Jason Eisenhower did indeed, even him and Gary Weston was battling, but looks like their positions will stay intact as well. Nobody changed positions there. Mike Donahue back here in 13th position. Let's take a look back here at your 23rd place driver right now. That is Ralph Vorst. He started 2nd in this race. And Charles, right now, it looks like he's got some damage on his truck. Doesn't look too impacting, though. But he's back dead last here in 23rd, 12 seconds back. And if he doesn't get any help soon to get up in a pack of trucks, these leaders might start to catch him, because it looks like he is off pace.
Oh, yeah, Jeff Martin is right side by side Gerald right now. He's hanging up there. And they almost made contact. And
yeah, back up. Go ahead.
Gerald got a little loose, and he had to back out of it, looked like.
Yeah, back up front here, folks. Gerald Campbell did indeed just lose 2 positions with that battle between him and Jeff Martin. Jeff Martin will take back the lead, and Chris Simmert will move into 2nd. Gerald Campbell not wanting to let that happen, though. He's still strong fighting here, looking to get back up there and try to get back around these guys. Wow, look at that strong run he's got right there coming in turn 2. I don't think it's going to be enough to try to get underneath of Chris Simmert, though. No, it wasn't. He's going to have to hold off this time, but he's also going to have to try to hold off Steve Durham. He's got a strong truck, too. He just kind of seems like he's hit a wall right now. He can't really catch up with these guys. Seems like in the corners he can get a little bit of a run on them, but these guys are just prevailing off the corners from him.
In the
Chris
wall.
Simmert in the wall hard. Ouch, that's going to impact him now as Gerald Campbell will get back around along with Steve Durham, and Chris Simmert goes back to 4th. Yeah, that little boo-boo from Chris Simmert's going to cause him to lose some ground on these guys. That's going to allow Steve Durham to kind of gain up on these guys. We got Gerald Campbell now moving back up toward the front here. I think Gerald's going to try to get back in front of Jeff here pretty soon. We're just a few laps away from that Stage 2 break, and Stage 2 will be completed here in just a few laps.
And Gerald's looking to need Jeff Martin, see if he can make it stick.
He couldn't that time. He might be able to going into turn 1, though. Looks like he's got a pretty strong run. He dives it in there. See what he can do here coming off turn 2. He's side by side with Jeff Martin right now, battling for position again. Wow, they got a little close right there. Gerald had to back out of it. Yep, not yet. He had to back out, sadly, and that cost him, so Jeff Martin will prevail on that and stay. Ooh, they got a little close right there. It looks like Jeff got a little loose.
Yeah, it looked like he might have been trying to pinch him a little bit, not give him that room, but Gerald's there.
Yeah, these guys are just battling hard right now, and these guys are fighting tooth and nail. Jeff trying everything in his willpower that he can do to try to hold him back. Oh, we've got a caution. Ooh, the 98 of Andrew Kessler around. It looks like somebody did make contact with him. Let's go back and take a look at this. We'll ride on board with the 98 of Andrew Kessler and see what happened. They're on the front straightaway here. Oh, contact between him and the 36 of Jason Eisenhower. And, oh, yeah, those two getting into it. Ouch. And it looks like the 19 of Tim Cox will also clip the 98 truck and get some damage there. So 3 trucks involved in this caution.
Now this is where it would get a little interesting, being so close to the stage. They'll get to go back racing, I do believe.
I believe so.
I do believe. So it'll be interesting to see if there's any strategy to pit now and not pit during the stage caution, or vice versa. You know, if you pit now, you won't have to pit then. You'll be shot to the front after everybody else pits. So
exactly.
It's going to be interesting to see what the drivers do here.
Let's get some word from, maybe we can get some word.
It looks like they're coming down the pit right now.
They are, yeah. Maybe we can get some word with race control here and see if this is going to count as the stage end, or if they're going to get back going. I think they will get back going, because it was there was still 7 laps of racing to go, so I think they will get back, maybe have a 2-to-1 lap dash before that
Steve Durham with the fake. He's not going to pit. He'll take
no,
the
he
lead.
isn't. Yes, sir. We'll see how that plays out for him here.
I think about 7 cars chose to stay out on that.
I think they did, yeah. Yeah, David Gainforth stayed out. Joe Johnson stayed out. So, and these guys are getting some good track position here.
Yeah, see, they're going for that stage win. I would
Yes,
say the
they
people
are.
that pitted, they're going for the win.
Yeah, the people that pitted were just going specifically for just fresher tires, try to get their trucks handling better. But these guys up here were the ones that had the gutsy move. They were like, well, we'll probably only get a 1 to 2 lap dash here for that stage, and then the stage break will happen. So one of us could possibly have a chance to get this stage win, and that would be great for their points going into the next race.
Well, yeah, those people that pitted on this caution, it wasn't necessarily to have fresh tires, it was for track position. Because these guys will have to pit eventually, and they'll shoot to the front when they do.
Exactly. But these guys up front, they're definitely going for that stage win. That's the reason they stayed out, because they knew they would have a possible chance, knowing that it would only probably be a 2-lap dash here, or maybe even a 1-lap dash.
Yeah, the pace car lights are out, so we will get a 1-lap dash for the stage finish.
Yes, we will. This is the first caution of the race, though, folks, the actual legit caution. Yeah, we'll see how this race plays out, though. But I caught it there. You know, there was a caution in between, but it come really later than I expected. But we'll see how these guys do on this 1-lap dash and who will be your stage 2 winner.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they restart with these going on 30-lap tires that they're on versus people behind them who just pitted.
I don't know if you're still here. Green. Oh, no! Oh, we got a wreck right there already. And caution's back out, so I believe that's going to make Steve Durham your stage 2 winner.
Yes, it will. That's exactly what I thought would happen. A lot of old tires there. A lot of spinning tires. I saw multiple cars spinning right off the bat.
Man, tough break though. Thought we'd see these guys maybe get a little bit of a one-lap dash here, but looks like that's not going to be the case, sadly, for these guys. And wow, just tough break. But yeah, we'll go. Yeah, it looks like the 98 truck there just spun his tires on the restart. Just tough break for those guys. So
I do believe it was the 14 that started it.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
And that got the 16 loose because he was trying to figure out where he was going and made contact with another truck.
Yeah. These guys are slowing down, coming to a stop here on the racetrack. So I'm not really sure what's going on here. They're just going about 19 miles per hour right now, so just they haven't pitted yet. So kind of curious to see what's going on. I don't even know where the pace car is at. If they're waiting for it to pass, or if it's way out in front and they're not catching it, or what's going on. Okay,
yeah, they're waiting for it to pass. It's going by right now.
Yeah, here comes the pace car. So they were waiting for the pace car to catch up to them. So now they're going to get going here, and we'll see if they get their pit stops, and then we'll talk to your Stage 2 winner, Steve Durham. Once they cycle through their pit stops here. And if you're still in chat, Josh, Medlock there, hi. I did miss your message there at first, but I see it now. So if you're still in chat, hey Josh, hope you're enjoying the stream here. Thanks to everyone for tuning in here tonight to MaxSpeedTV. You know, if you're just joining us here, this has been a crazy event so far. The first stage was an amazing start. They didn't have any cautions in between from the start to the stage finish, and they finished that out greatly. And your Stage 1 winner was Gerald Campbell, and now your Stage 2 winner is Steve Durham. So we'll get a word in with Steve here shortly, and see how it feels to be Stage 2 winner here. Don't think Steve Durham's in TeamSpeak, though. I'm not seeing his name.
Yeah.
All right, Steve, you got a copy?
Yep, I got a copy.
All right, well, you're our Stage 2 winner tonight, so tell us how it feels.
It feels pretty good. First ever stage win, and car's feeling pretty good so far, and see if I can do something in the third stage.
Awesome. Well, kind of tell us how the track conditions feel to you out there. Gerald Campbell was telling us that it seemed like he was only able to run the bottom lane, and he was trying different lanes and really couldn't figure out anything, really, to be honest, but he was trying to see if he could change lanes. But what's your view on that? Do you think it's kind of hard out there to, you know, kind of change lanes, and what's the best lane for you?
Well, if you want to go fast, I feel like the outside line is really important right now, but if you want to save the tires, I try to stay low and just take it easy and roll through the corner, just take it nice and easy, and you gotta watch out. Later in the run, it'll really start to get loose, but otherwise, it's been a little bit tight at the beginning of the start, but see what I can do.
Alrighty. Well, Steve, thanks for talking with us here, and congratulations on your Stage 2 win. Good luck in the rest of your race. Well, okay. I don't know what happened there, but well, that was weird. He got moved out. I don't know. As I did that, but I didn't click on anything. But okay, I think we had a TeamSpeak malfunction there, but we'll get this race back going and see what happens. All right, pace car's back into pit road.
Green flag.
And there's the green flag. We're back underway here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, the virtual Atlanta Motor Speedway for the SSCA Michelangelo's Painting Truck Series. Top Shelf Auto Detailing 200. And another good restart for Gerald Campbell. I tell you, Charles, he's got a fast race truck out here tonight.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, he jumped out there huge. He's already got, you know, half a second lead on second.
Yeah, Sean Kalis, though, he had a pretty good start up toward the front here, but he's getting passed by Mike Donahue here. But wow, Mike Donahue has a big dent in the back of that truck, huge damage, and his spoiler is crumpled up pretty bad. That'd be costly on a sugar plate track, but how costly do you think it is on an intermediate track like this mile and a half here at Atlanta?
Oh, it's going to affect you definitely here. I mean, this is pretty fast track, so I would think that it would affect you.
Seems like he's holding his own pretty well right now, racing with the 44 truck of Ray Richer here. We'll see how that plays through here, and he's holding his own up here in second place right now.
Yeah, he is.
Ooh, let's look back in the ways a little bit here. Jeff Martin running in 19th. He was your pole sitter, but after that pit stop, he hasn't kind of quite got back up to where he wants to be yet. He's trying. Looks like he's got a tad bit of damage on the back there now. I don't know where that came from, but he's racing with Robert McFarland, and he just passed Robert McFarland to go into 18th position. So Jeff Martin slowly back on the move toward the front. David Gainforth here in 16th position, another driver that was up front. And he finds himself mired back in traffic now, looking to try to get back up to the front of this pack. Same thing for Chris Simmerd, running in 13th position right now. Chris Simmerd's finding himself mired back in traffic here again. So a lot of the guys that were running up front, Charles, such as that incident there with the cautions where they failed in the pit stops, right now they're just kind of trying to find their way back up to the front. But it looks like the only one that was able to prevail was Gerald Campbell, as he did stay up front.
Yeah, I think a lot of them got that damage from when those cars were spinning. There was a lot of cars spinning, and people tried to get out of the way, and you know, when that happens, everybody's trying to go for that same hole, and they, you know, hit each other. So
yeah. Right now, let's take a look at your biggest mover of the race, setting in the top 5 here in the 5th position, the #1 truck of James Somke. He's right now got a great run going for him. This is the highest up he's been all night.
And already these leaders are going to be coming up on some lap traffic. I'd imagine they're going to move out of the way and give them plenty of room. You know, it's not as troubling as it is like it was last race at Daytona, you know. So we'll see how that works out.
Yep, we'll back up front here to your race leader, Gerald Campbell. Looks like Mike Donahue starting to kind of reel him in a little bit here, Charles.
Yeah, he is.
Well, we had a little bit of an incident back here toward the back of the pack here, the bottom 10 here. Looks like, was it Joe Johnson and Steve Durham getting into it there? Yeah, I believe it was. They're okay now, and they didn't really get too much contact, didn't really get turned around there to bring a caution out, so good. We're still green flag condition here. We have completed stage 2. So your stage 1 winner was Gerald Campbell, which he is in the lead right now, and your stage 2 winner was Steve Durham. We find Steve mired back in 11th place right now, trying to find his way back up to the front, and now we're just waiting to see who the overall race winner will be, as we will finish this race out now all the way to lap 132 to the checkered flag. Caution still could fall, though, for incidents, so we'll see, but we're just saying that no more admin controllable cautions will be thrown because there are no more stage breaks. So we're going to get this. Oh, and who was that breaking off right there? Was that a lap down truck?
Yes, it was.
I think that was
Justin
Robert
Anderson.
Justin Anderson. Yeah, it looked like Robert McFarland's truck there for a second, but yeah, you're right, Justin Anderson here in the 16 truck, running 22nd. He is the first truck laps down, I should say, because there isn't a truck 1 lap down and there isn't a truck 2 laps down. Justin Anderson is the first truck laps down. He's 4 laps down now as those leaders just passed him. Judd Danielson, though, looking back at him here in 23rd position. Heavy damage to that 17 truck. Just a sad night for him, Charles. He had such a prominent looking start to his race and then got throughput. Had a connection issue here to the virtual world of iRacing and got thrown out of the race, but he was able to get back into the race in a timely fashion, and he was only 3 laps down, but it looks like now he's gotten into some incidents and gotten put 5 laps down. And right now, the way this race is at right now with the laps, doesn't look like, sadly, he's going to get any of those laps back. But as you said, maybe hopefully here, if anybody else could have we don't want to call that on anybody. We don't want to say, but we're just saying if anybody else does have any issues, he may be able to prevail over that and maybe pick up a few more positions.
Right. I mean, yeah, he's already gained 3 positions since all that started. So
exactly, yeah. And if Justin Anderson goes 1 more lap down, he will be racing Judd Danielson. And maybe if Judd can get around him and start racing, they could, have a little bit of a battle back there with lap down trucks. But I see somebody here going backwards. I think was that Gary Weston or was that Kevin? I think that was Gary Weston. I think he lost a few positions there. Don't know quite what happened there, but he'll find himself now mired back in 19th position. 21 trucks out of 26 are on the lead lap. All 26 trucks are still on the racetrack, though, so that's good to see. But back up front here to your race leader, Gerald Campbell in the 6 truck. Here racing, here we got Mike Donahue in 2nd place. Was trying to get up to him here, but he's kind of falling back off now, and he's trying to hold off the drivers of Ray Richer in 3rd and Sean Kalis, who right now pulled out, trying to get 3rd from Ray Richer. Also, something else to note, folks, since we are getting closer to the race finish, if there happens to be a late race caution in this race that is at past 5 laps to go, iRacing would normally not give you a restart. But since it never does give you a restart because they don't have green-white checkers implemented into the simulation, the guys over here at SSCA, though, will take the top 10 drivers and give them a shot after the race is over. So if that does happen, we still will see a race finish here if that does come down to happening here. But hopefully it doesn't, and hopefully we can see this race finish under green flag conditions. But if not, we'll still see a green flag condition finish with the attempt at a restart, but they will only get 1 attempt at it once that pace car pulls off from the finish of the race. So we'll go back up front here, though, to your leader, Gerald Campbell. Still nothing going on up front here too much. Mike Donahue in 2nd place still. Well, he did get a little bit of a run on him there on the front straightaway. Mike Donahue, though, with that heavy damage, Charles, we talked about that on that restart. I figured that'd be affecting his truck, but he seems to be holding his own here in 2nd place and holding these guys behind him off.
Yeah, it's really not affecting too many of them too bad at all, really. I mean, they're really... Even Sean Kalis has some damage, and he's holding his own back there.
Exactly. Yeah, he is. Yes, he is. And you would think that his damage would be the most affecting because he's got front-end damage. So, yeah, these guys are doing a phenomenal job out here holding their own. Let's take a look back at 6th place driver right now, Mark McFadden. 6th place driver Mark McFadden. He started 21st. He's up to 6th, trying to get into the top 5 here. Mark McFadden hoping for a good outing here tonight and a good finish.
Also going back to damage, you know, there's sometimes I've seen some of those funny issues where, they're not really funny issues, but instances where actually damage sometimes can make a car feel better.
It can.
So maybe that's what's happening with these guys. Maybe it's actually making their car feel better.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, last race here, folks.
Big crash.
Uh-oh, yes, we do have a big crash. Uh-oh, and a caution has come out. Go back and take a look at this to see what happened. It looks like we got Russ Coe involved in this one, along with a few others. Let's go back and see where this all started. Oh, looks like David Gainforth's involved in that. Tim Cox, maybe also Joe Johnson.
Yeah, Daniel Jackson's involved. He was a few laps down.
Yeah, let's ride along here with Russ Coe in the 420 truck and kind of get a glimpse from his view and see what happened here. Ooh. Yeah, that happened up ahead of him. A lot of trucks got involved in this one. I'm trying to pinpoint to see who we should ride along with here. Ooh, it looked like a truck clipped the wall. Was that Joe Johnson, maybe? Yes, it was Joe Johnson. Looks like Jeff Martin and Joe Johnson were racing one another. Looks like Joe Johnson's truck tightened up on that high side. Jeff Martin kind of come up the track on him a little bit. Joe Johnson got into the wall, come down and slapped the 19 truck of Tim Cox, and that just caused a chain reaction that got David Gainforth involved in it too. I tell you, the one that got the best deal out of that was Chris Simmerd. Man, he got by that wreck with ease, just somehow get down on that low lane, getting around the damaged trucks.
Yeah, he did a good job. Also, Daniel Jackson, he's lapped down. He was down on the apron, letting everybody go by, and they just came up behind him. And he was completely just, a bystander involved and got involved. That sucks.
It does. But it looks like Sean Kalis stays out here and will lead a lap. And it looks like we do have our first retiree of the race tonight. Vernon Markheim will take his truck behind the wall. And tough break for Vernon tonight. He had such a strong run going, gets involved in that, and that takes him out. So tough break.
So we had, 4 cars decided to stay out that time.
Yes, we did. That was Sean Kalis, Steve Durham, and Ray Richer. No, it wasn't Ray
Robert
Richer.
McFarland.
Robert McFarland, yeah. And Kevin Fetty.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, their tires, they last pitted. Sean Kalis last pitted 23 laps ago for Steve Durham, so I don't know. Oh, what's going on here?
Oh! What was that? What? Oh, we got to go back and take a look at that. What happened there?
Looked like Steve Durham just came down, just spun the leader out, Sean Kalis.
Yeah, let's ride along with Sean here. Yeah, he did. What? Wow. He literally just turned down into the truck of Sean Kalis and spun him out.
That looked intentional for sure.
It did. It really did.
Oh, and I think Kalis might be coming back for some. Well, maybe not. He decided probably shouldn't.
Yeah. It looks like Joe Johnson takes his truck behind the wall too, and we'll see if the 20 truck here possibly gets a penalty or what happens here. That's a good idea. Yeah, let's run that back and see if he turned his steering wheel and got into him that way. So yeah, folks, it looks like maybe that might have not been intentional. Yeah, he didn't turn the wheel hardly at all. So, interesting. And we're not seeing any admin discretion here from that, so I think we're okay with that. But man, that was just weird. They did get their positions back, so we'll see. Yeah,
very bizarre.
Yeah, very bizarre. But that pace car is getting ready to pull back into pit road, getting ready to go back green flag racing. Pace car pulls back in. Kalis spun his tires. Caution back out. Oh no.
Yeah, it just seems really hard to restart with just 20 plus laps on your tires.
It really does. And now Daniel Jackson will take his truck behind the wall. So they are starting to drop out of this race. We so far have, I think, 3 retirees. Yeah, we got Vernon Markheim, Joe Johnson, Daniel Jackson. Now a 4th retiree, Tim Cox. Tim Cox takes his truck behind the wall. So Vernon Markheim, Joe Johnson, Daniel Jackson, Tim Cox. 4 of those guys out of the race.
Once again, the cars have pretty much come to a stop. I think once again they're still waiting for the pace car to come around.
Yeah, I think so. Yep, there it is. It passes now. So this here gives Kevin Fetty the lead. So yeah, folks, we hope you so far have enjoyed this race. It's not over yet. There's still a lot of racing action to go here from Atlanta Motor Speedway for the SSCA Michaels Angelo's Painting Truck Series. Tonight's race is the Top Shelf Auto Detailing 200. Top Shelf Auto Detailing is Raleigh, North Carolina's most experienced auto detailing company with over 35 years of experience. Call Robert at 919-883-7497 to get your car looking brand new again. So thank you to them for sponsoring tonight's Michelangelo's Painting Truck Series race here for SSCA here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, the virtual Atlanta Motor Speedway, and we'll see if this restart here, what happens. That was a bizarre blast caution there and a bizarre restart, but I think, and we got Kevin Fetty coming down pit road, so he gives up the lead, and Steve Durham will take over the lead here.
Yeah, and he's still on old tires, so it'll be interesting to see if he can keep that tire spin to a minimum and get this race going.
Yes, sir. Well, folks, we've got 36 laps of racing remaining, passing the line here. We'll come around, we'll have 35 laps remaining. Alrighty, the lights are out on the pace car. We're going to double them back up and get back to green flag racing here. Get them going this time, Charles, and then get back around, take the green flag.
Alright, man. Lights are back on the pace car. We're
the
not
lights
going
are back
green
on the
this
pace
time.
car.
We're not going green.
Apparently admin's seen something they didn't like. Alright. Get them going this time, Charles, if they don't throw it again.
And there goes the pace car dropping into the pit road.
Green flag.
And green flag, we're back underway here in Atlanta for the Top Shelf Auto Details 200. And this time, Steve on the low tires, he was able to not have any tire spin.
Yeah, he did an amazing job not spinning the tires on that restart, but it looks like Gerald Campbell will get back out ahead of him, and Gerald Campbell's right back where he's been most of the time tonight, back up in front in the lead. Oh, we got Steve Durham going high. That's going to allow Mike Donahue and Robert McFarland and Mark McFadden to get around him. Or Mark McFadden, excuse me, I don't know. Mark McFarland fell back there a little bit. Ray Richard gets around him now, though, too. And here comes the 06 of Jeffrey Johnson Jr. to pass him as well. So Steve Durham falling back quick Oh, we got a crash coming off turn 2. Big crash. It's Jason Eisenhower. Ouch. Let's go back and take a look. Ooh, Kevin Fetty involved. So was Sean Kalis and Judd Danielson. Ouch. And tough night for Judd. We'll ride along with the 36 truck of Jason Eisenhower and see what all started here. He was racing side by side with Jeff Martin, and he started to lose the truck on the high side just all by himself, just broke loose on him. He come down and clipped the 14 truck there of Gary Weston, and then that sent him back up the racetrack, hit the wall, went into a bit of a spin, and then clipped Kevin Fetty, and then Judd Danielson clipped Kevin Fetty, and then Sean Kalis got past Jason Eisenhower, but then went up and clipped Judd and Kevin. So, man, tough break for these guys. Big crash here for this caution. Mark McFadden, you got a copy?
Yes, Jeff, go ahead, bud.
Well, Mark, you started 21st tonight. You find yourself up here in the top 3 in 3rd position. Tell us how it feels to be up here racing, and what's your strategy or game plan for these final 30 laps?
Well, I think the strategy for the last few laps is I'm just going to run it like I did the first 90 or so. I'm just racing the track is all I'm doing.
That doesn't sound like too bad of a plan. Well, we've talked to a few of the drivers tonight, Mark, and they said this track feels slick like it always does, as Atlanta is always a slick racetrack. But we know iRacing said they did try to improve it a little bit. But what's your thoughts on that?
Marginally better. It doesn't seem for me to push quite as bad as it used to.
Well, that's great to know that it's not pushing as bad anymore. So, maybe iRacing has gotten to the right step, and we also heard that from one of the drivers, he felt the truck was bottoming out. Do you feel the truck's bottoming out any?
Yeah, definitely it's bottoming out. Not all over the track, but there's a couple spots near the pit entrance and the pit exit. But actual during the racing, you don't really feel it at all.
All right. Well, Mark, thanks for talking with us here, and good luck in the rest of your race.
Yeah, I sure would like to be talking to you when it's over.
Hopefully you will be. Good luck.
Okay. Thanks, Jeff.
All right, well, these guys are double following back up once again. Gerald Campbell will lead these guys back to the green flag. We got Mike Donahue on his outside. Mark McFadden will be in 3rd position. Ray Richer in 4th, and Jeffrey Johnson Jr. will be in 5th. That's our top 5 restarting this race. But I did see, Charles, that Chris Simmerd and Jeff Martin have made it back into the top 10. They're 7th and 8th. So those are 2 guys to be watching out for on this restart as they try to make their way back up to the front. All right, pace car heads back into pit road.
Green flag, green
And there's
flag.
the green flag. We're back underway here for the Top Shelf Auto Detailing 200 at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the SSCA Michelangelo's Painting Truck Series. And another good restart by Gerald Campbell here up front. He's got a good restart, good lead. Mark McFadden will pass up Mike Donahue and move into second place. Mike Donahue's truck looking like it might be a little bit on the edgy side now, looking like he might be losing it a little bit here. He is starting to lose ground and starting to fall back. Looks like Ray Richard did close up on him here, and Ray Richard's trying to get around him, but Mike Donahue now starting to fight back and hold off.
Damn, Mark McFadden's making a great run on Gerald. He's going for the lead.
Yes, he is. Mark McFadden looking to the inside of Gerald Campbell. Mark McFadden going for the lead here.
Couldn't quite make it stick there on the bottom.
Nope, he'll get back in line here and stay behind Gerald Campbell. And he'll try it again soon, another time, as he tries to hold off the guys coming behind him. It looks like Mike Donahue's got another run coming back up the field here. He started holding off those guys behind him as they started racing, because it looks like Ray Richards on the bottom and the 06 of Jeffrey Johnson Jr. is on the high side trying to get around Ray Richard. But they've also got some strong company back here. Chris Simmerd looking to get up back into the top action here. He's looking to get around these guys now. And Mike Donahue looking back to the inside of Mark McFadden here for second place. Mark McFadden will hold him off on the high side. And Mike Donahue's coming back for a run, but he couldn't make it. McFadden will stay in second place. Oh no, looks like Kevin Fetty received throughput and fell to an unacceptable level. These guys are starting to fall out here, but he did have some damage. I think he was sitting on pit road trying to get it repaired, but that's a tough break. Maybe he'll get back and try to get the damage repaired and maybe get back out on track. But this race is starting to wind down now. We're in it by 111 laps of 132. So these guys are starting to get toward the finish of this race. And wow, Mark McFadden with another run trying to get around Gerald Campbell, but couldn't hold it off. And wow, Mike Donahue, wow.
There's a pushing and shoving going on there.
Yeah. That wasn't Mike Donahue, excuse me. That was Jeffrey Johnson Jr. Here comes Chris Simmerd now. He's looking to get, and James Somke, he's up here now too. He's a big mover. He started 24th. And he's looking to get in on the action up here now. Mark McFadden trying to hold these guys off. They're fighting tooth and nail to try to get past him, but he's doing good right now holding these guys off. But the more he races like that, Gerald Campbell will just pull ahead even further and start getting away from these guys. I think he's looking in his rearview mirror liking that right now. Looks like
definitely. That's exactly what he wants to see.
Yes, exactly. They're coming upon some lap traffic. Looks like I seen some lap truck there in front of Gerald Campbell.
Eisenhower, and he is the last car in the lead lap in 13th.
Yes, he is. So, and he pulled off, let those guys go by, so he will go a lap down, and that puts only 12 cars or 12 trucks on the lead lap.
Oh, we got Jason's Somke in the wall.
Uh-oh, yeah, James Somke, he's in the wall. Not looking good for him. He's slowing down. He got passed up by everybody. Back up front here, Gerald Campbell is still your race leader. He has a half a second lead over second place, Mark McFadden. Mark McFadden trying to hold off Chris Simmerd. Chris Simmerd trying to take second away from Mark McFadden. Man, Mark McFadden fighting back hard, though, but I don't think he's going to be able to do it. Looks like Chris Simmerd's getting a good run at high side. And yes, he does. Chris Simmerd will move into second place. I think he might have been bringing Jeffrey Johnson Jr. along with him here. Yep, Jeffrey Johnson Jr. on the high side. Here comes Jeff Martin back into the picture now. He's on the high side, too. They're all looking to pass Mark McFadden here.
Yeah, looks like Mark was able to hold off Jeffrey for third.
Yeah. And Jeffrey Johnson Jr. is still trying his best, though, to get around him. Ooh, where he had a push from Jeff Martin. I don't know if it's going to be good enough, though. Man, Mark McFadden right up near the wall right there coming into three. He got a little high right there. That's going to give Jeffrey Johnson a run. Jeffrey Johnson Jr. did get out in front, but he still hasn't cleared him all the way. There he will. Jeffrey Johnson Jr. moving to third place. Mark McFadden back to fourth. Now Mark McFadden's going to try to hold off Jeff Martin and Mike Donahue. These guys are just having a great race up here tonight.
Looks like Chris Simmerd's slowly but surely gaining ground Gerald here.
Yes, he is. Yeah, wow, just look at this. Chris Simmerd has closed up the gap on Gerald Campbell. So Chris Simmer now looking to get into the lead here with the fast race truck now as they're going past lap traffic. That's the number 98 truck of Andrew Kessler. Mark McFadden sadly falls back to 6th position now as Mike Donahue will get around him. Mike Donahue goes into 5th position. Battles up front here between Gerald Campbell and Chris Simmer. We're just waiting to see what these guys will do here. I think Adam Eisenhower takes his car behind the wall, or truck, I should say, so another one out now. But we're closing down the laps on this race. There's not too many to go.
No, there's not. Coming to 8th go, and Chris is there. He's got a good car, or truck.
It's a race vehicle. But, yeah, he's got a very fast truck here tonight at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And, wow, I tell you, Gerald Campbell, though, coming out here leading the most laps of the night, and he's just had a dominating performance out here tonight. And just, wow, fast race truck. Chris Simmer's had a fast race truck, too. So there's Jeff Martin, as we've seen Jeff Martin. Don't count him out yet. There's still enough laps, I think, for him to maybe possibly get up here and start trying to race these guys as well. He's sitting in 4th place right now. He's a second back, second and a half now. But I think there's enough time for him to maybe get up here and start doing something.
Yeah, especially if these two start getting side by side. That's going to slow them down a bit.
Oh, yes. Wow, Chris Simmer around the back bumper of Gerald's truck. Now, oh, he's looking to pass on the outside to start-finish line. We'll see if he can get it here. I don't think he's going to have enough momentum. He might, yeah, he's kind of racing hard up on the high side there. He looked like he had a run, but I think he had to back out of it. He's going to try again.
Oh, look at that. He goes underneath him.
Wow. Yeah, Chris Simmer trying that crossover move now, but I don't think that's going to work either. Wow, Gerald Campbell just holding him off greatly there. Man, he had an excellent run there, but Gerald just battling with him just fiercely here and was able to hold him off. Man, Jeffrey Johnson Jr. had a great seat for that maneuver. Jeff Martin still kind of lingering back. He has gained some ground on these guys. A couple laps ago, he was a second and a half back. Now he's only a second back, so he's looking to get up here, try to race these guys as we're coming up this time by to 3 to go. Ooh, Sean Kalis there. They're getting ready to lap again. Ooh, I thought that was, he looked like he was going to get loose right there a little bit, but he saved the truck. So they get around him no problem, and we're still racing here. Coming around this time by to be 2 laps to go. Ooh, Gerald Campbell looked like he got a little loose right there, but he saved the truck.
Yeah, but Chris is going to have an amazing run on him right now. Oh, a little bit of...
Yeah, wow. Ooh. If these guys keep racing like this, that's just going to allow Jeffrey Johnson Jr. to catch up to him, and that's not what these guys want. Looks like he's getting a fast race truck now here for the finish.
Yeah, he had the fastest lap there for that last lap.
Coming around turns 3 and 4. Coming off turn 4, these guys will have to make only one more lap around this racetrack. They're coming to the white flag. They're side by side, Chris Simmer and Gerald Campbell. And wow, Chris had the lead there on that run. Oh, he clipped the wall a little bit going into 1. I think that might have slowed his momentum down a little bit, but they're still side by side, battling off, coming off turn 2 here. Wow, these guys are racing hard. Oh no, Jeffrey Johnson Jr. clipped the wall, gets shot down to the inside. That's going to allow Jeff Martin to move back into 3rd position.
Gerald's making a run.
Yes, he is.
Anywhere to go.
No, he doesn't, because Chris Simmer did clear him. Chris going to get Gerald trying, but Chris Simmer will come home the winner tonight here at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Top Shelf Auto Detailing 200. So congratulations to Chris Simmer, your race winner. Gerald Campbell will finish 2nd, and what an amazing run for Jeff Martin to battle back from the problems that he had there in the middle part of the race to get a 3rd place finishing position here this evening in Atlanta.
Yeah, Chris absolutely drove his tail off to win that race.
Yes, he did. Well, we'll get these guys a minute to settle down, and we'll get your 3rd finisher up here and talk to him in a few minutes, Jeff Martin. Jeff Martin, you got a copy?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, man, tell us about that racing out there tonight. You had a fast truck in the beginning, and through the midpoint there, you hit a little bit of a snag, and you kind of got mired back in traffic. But tell us about that amazing job to run back up to the front and get a 3rd place finish out of this.
Well, I think I passed the field twice. I mean, I made it all the way back up to like 8th, and then whatever happened with me and the other guy, barely scrubbed him just a little bit, and I didn't even feel a hit. I saw the 0, but I got EOL and had to go to the back again and made my way all the way back up here. It's been a crazy day.
It has. You just done a phenomenal job out there tonight, battling back from that EOL penalty to, with the other issues before that, and to come back up and get a 3rd place finish. You had a fast race truck out there tonight. You set it on the pole position, but sadly you couldn't get it back up to the front and get the win, but you got a top 3 finish out of it, so still congratulations to you on that. That's still a very tough feat to master here with all the troubles you had there in the midpoint of the race. But telling us with what we talked about with a few of the drivers earlier, we've talked to them about the new iRacing build and the extra grip that was supposed to have been added to Atlanta here. What's your thoughts on that? Some drivers said the truck was bottoming out, and they also said it felt like it was grippy for a little bit, but then it would just go right back to good old Atlanta with the slip sliding and just, having to just wheel your truck. But what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, after about 20 laps, it does get back loose, but the first 20 laps, it feels great, but it does bottom out when you go into, I believe it was turn 3, and you get down to the bottom, you can hear it hit. So they need to raise that up a little bit or something, get that worked out. But it drove really good. I mean, whatever they did to it worked, but if you use them all up in that first 20 laps, then you're having to wheel it the rest of until the pits.
Exactly. Well, Jeff, once again, congratulations here on your 3rd place finish. Do you have anybody you'd like to give thanks or shout to before you go celebrate?
Oh yeah, y'all for doing the broadcast, and D'Amico back there behind the camera, and Michelangelo's painting. Southeast Motorsports, and my new sponsor on my truck, North Georgia Vapors. It's in Cumming, Georgia.
Awesome. Well, once again, Jeff, congratulations on your 3rd place finish. Go celebrate, and good luck next week at Las Vegas.
Appreciate it.
Gerald Campbell, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, you led most of the laps tonight. You got the Stage 1 win, but Steve Durham beat you to the Stage 2 win, and it looks like Chris Simmer got you on the official race. Tell us about your thoughts on that race with Chris and just the racing all night long.
Well, at least I made it exciting. No, it was a good race, honestly. I mean, I'm not racing for points in this series. I am in the in the Challenger Series, but I'm just here to have fun. That's really the only reason why I entered these. It's a part-timer thing, and make sure I don't screw up any of these guys for points. Close racing, very good win for Chris there. Congratulations to him. I just got damaged on one of those restart mayhem moments that we had throughout the night, and it just didn't have the speed down the straightaway. I could get around the turns pretty good, but as soon as we get down the straightaway, people are just able to suck up to me. So I knew I was going to have a battle with everyone that came up to challenge me. He worked me hard there and got me on the outside. I thought I could stick it to the bottom and tires would hold off, but he was able to get a pretty good grip up there and get me on, I think it was turns 1 and 2 over there. But honestly, fun. That's all. The series is what it's mainly about, is having fun. So happy to be here.
Exactly. I'm still trying to figure out all the the details with the series, since we're only into the second race of the season. Is this the series you're running full for points?
No, I'm going to be doing the Challenger Series full time for points. The B car. That's the one that I might race a little bit more closer, if you can imagine, if it came down to the end in that series. But no, this series and the Cup Series, I'm just here to have a long, fun night with these guys and not cause any trouble for anyone.
Well, you certainly didn't cause any trouble tonight for anyone, and you made the racing very entertaining and interesting tonight here at Atlanta. But with that being said, with you competing in the Xfinity Challenger Series for SSCA's points, tomorrow night you guys will be racing at Atlanta in that. Tell us what your thoughts are. Between the trucks and Xfinity cars are totally different animals, get pitted against one another. But with the changes that Atlanta's had, with the way the trucks handled tonight, how do you think the Xfinity cars will handle at Atlanta tomorrow night?
I have no idea, to be honest with you. To be honest, the trucks and the B cars is like the difference between trying to race a pig against a horse. I mean, there's two different things there. The pig, you can try to move it as much as you want, and that's what these trucks are. It's just they don't go anywhere. The B car is going to be more of a handful. If you can imagine it, as much as a handful as it was tonight with all the chaos, it's even more so in the B car, especially on those restarts. This track is worn and aged. They may have added grip to iRacing, but you're not going to see it as much on this track. It's just so worn out and aged that they're going to be moving around. But no, I don't come into these. I don't even, to be honest with you, I don't do much of iRacing other than the series, so I don't even get any practice session other than the 30 minutes before the race goes on, and that's about the max amount of practice I actually get before the race. So I come into them with clear thought. I just take it as it is.
And that clear thought tonight got you a second place finish. So congratulations on that, Gerald. Do you have anybody you'd like to give thanks or shout out to before you go celebrate?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my wife for always watching me. We got married last year, and she's let me continue to do this. So that's a plus. You always wonder when you get married if anything's going to change. No, she's still a sweetheart and lets me race. And just want to thank the vets out there, and just a shout out to my father, who's going to be having surgery tomorrow. Just wish him the best of luck. I might be a little late getting into the race server if I even show up to it tomorrow. I'm going to try to, but I'm going to make sure my father's taken care of first and see how he's doing. But other than that, just thanks to everyone that watches. Hopefully this kept you up, even though we had a couple long cautions. In between the races, the racing was really, really competitive and good, and that's just a comparator of how this series is set up. It's set up very well, and it's going to be continued to race hard like this throughout the year.
And I think you're absolutely right about that. Once again, Gerald, congratulations on your second place finish. Go celebrate, and good luck in your race efforts tomorrow night and next week.
I appreciate it. Thank you. You have a good one.
You too. All right, Chris Simmer, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, man, you got the win tonight after starting third place, and tell us about that amazing last run there on Gerald Campbell to get that amazing win tonight.
Oh man, it was tiring. That's for sure. But I was trying to stay to the outside. That's the only way I could pass. The inside was just, you could get pitched down, and you couldn't really pass on the inside unless you had a really, really fast truck, which Gerald actually did. He ran a great race, but I had to stay on the outside of him before we got to the end of the corner, and once I did, it was good for me, you know. So I'm happy. It's my first win here, and I'm really happy.
I bet you are. That was a great race to watch, and the move you put on Gerald to get around him, that was just amazing. Kind of tell us about the racing tonight out there, Chris. You know, we've talked to a lot of drivers about the new build and all of that, and the way the truck felt tonight. What's your thoughts on that?
You know, especially Atlanta. Atlanta is a little bit loose. Tend to be a little bit loose, and tonight the truck seemed pretty stable. You know, just towards the end of a tire run, it got a little loose off the corner, but for the most part, it was stable. I think the truck ride height itself is a lot lower because I was bottoming out a lot more than normal, but all in all, it ran pretty good. So
awesome. Well, Chris, is this the series you're running for points, or is you running either the Cup or the Xfinity for points, and this is just for fun?
This is the series I'm running for points, so I'm happy to get a win already. So.
Exactly. Yeah, that's great that you was able to get a win in the second race of the season here at Atlanta, and that'll help you in the points most definitely. But on that being said, Chris, congratulations on your win tonight. Do you have anybody you'd like to give thanks or shout out to before you go celebrate?
Yeah, I'd like to thank everyone that runs this league. I'd like to thank Michelangelo for being a sponsor for this league. I also like to thank I think it's I forget the name now. It's Sim Racing. I forget the name, but they do pole awards and all that. So I thank you for that. And my wife and son.
Awesome, Chris. Well, before we let you go, one more question. How do you feel about Las Vegas next week?
Las Vegas is a good track for me. If it's anything like Atlanta, you could hold it wide open for a few laps around here, and so typically the trucks the trucks anyways are fairly stable. So, and judging by the how they felt tonight, it should be a good race and a good race for everyone. So hopefully.
All right, Chris. Well, once again, congratulations on your win tonight here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Good luck, go celebrate, and good luck next week there at Las Vegas.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, let's get down through your finishing order here, and we'll close this race out. All right, Chris Simmons will come home your race winner tonight, so congratulations to him. Gerald Campbell will finish in second. Jeff Martin with an amazing finish back to the front and just having an amazing battle with all the issues he had. He'll finish third place. Jeffrey Johnson Jr. will finish fourth. Mike Donahue in fifth. Mark McFadden had an amazing restart there and was racing Gerald for the lead there for a little while, but he'll end up finishing in sixth position, so still all in all great run for him tonight. Ray Richer will finish in seventh. Gary Weston in eighth. Steve Seagars will finish ninth, and Steve Durham will run out the top 10. Finishing in 10th position. James Somke will finish in 11th, and Ralph Vorst will finish 12th, last car on the lead lap. Justin Anderson will finish in 13th after not taking a qualifying time and starting in 26th position, last on the field, so great run for Justin tonight. Robert McFarland will finish in 14th. Jason Eisenhower will finish in 15th. David Wright in 16th. David Gainforth will finish in 17th. Sean Kalis, after having a little bit of an incident there, will finish in 18th. Andrew Kessler 19th. Kevin Fetty was having a great run as well, but he'll finish in 20th. Judd Danielson, we talked about that with the night. He did pick up a few positions and will finish in 21st after having his woes in tonight's race. Joe Johnson will finish in 22nd. Russ Coe 23rd. Tim Cox will finish 24th. Vernon Markheim will finish in 25th. And rounding out the field, finishing in the last position, 26th, will be Daniel Jackson. So we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast here at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the SSCA Michelangelo's Painting Truck Series, a race here at Atlanta, the Top Shelf Auto Detailing 200. Remember, folks, Top Shelf Auto Detailing is Raleigh, North Carolina's most experienced auto detailing company with over 35 years of experience. Call Robert at 919-883-7497 to get your car looking brand new again. And your Stage 1 winner tonight was Gerald Campbell. Your Stage 2 winner was Steve Durham. And your overall race winner was Chris Simmerd. So congratulations to those guys. And they did get some valuable points. Well, I don't think, Gerald Campbell wasn't racing in this series for any points, I don't think. But still, all in all, great racing out there tonight by these guys. And I know we had a blast. So thank you for Michael D'Amico for doing the camera work for us tonight. And as always, this is Jeff Dotson and Charles Smith, your commentators in the booth. Until next week at Las Vegas, we'll see you then. Have a good night.